Well, good morning, guys. As you can tell, blaze orange. And if you've been following along, you know that it's my turn for muzzleloader hunting. And hopefully the big guy shows up again this morning, lucky 13. But yeah, it's a whopping 7 degrees out this morning. And going to be a cold one, but I'm going to get down in there and see if he shows up again right at First Lake like he has done the last 2 times we were out here, and see if we can't make a go of this. So stay tuned and wish me luck. Almost shooting light, so haven't seen him yet. Keeping the fingers crossed. Now I just need lucky 13 to come and do that. It's a good sign they're moving. it's going on 9 o'clock. And I haven't seen anything for a while since those does came down and jumped the fence and went into those cedars. So the wind's starting to pick up a little bit more, so I'm starting to get colder. So I think I'm going to call it a morning. Never saw any bucks, just does. As cold as it was, I don't know if, Lucky 13, if he came down and jumped into those cedars earlier, and so who knows? It's hard to tell. But I'm not seeing anything else, so cold as it is, I'm thinking they're already made it to where they're going to be bedding down and hunkering out of this wind to keep warm today. So I'm going to head home and warm up myself. I'll step back here and show you my setup for this morning. Got a big brush pile here. And before with Nick, we sat on the other side. But I got on the back side today and used that all for a windbreak. Then I just tucked myself up in here by the brush, used the branches and limbs that are piled up for a gun rest, and right up in here is where the does were. So kept me fully concealed out of the wind. So pretty good spot. It is pretty cold out there this morning. Temp on the truck right now is saying 6 degrees. And with that wind blowing, I'm sure it's in the negatives. But surprised I stuck it out as long as I did, as cold as it is. But yeah, saw some good does this morning. Plenty of action there. Just no bucks. So today is Christmas Eve, so I probably won't make it out tonight or tomorrow. But maybe Saturday morning. We'll see. But yeah, I've got until January 10th to get her done, so stick with me. I got a muzzleloader tag to fill and hopefully get back to traditional and fill 2 more tags there. So coming down to crunch time. Time to get her done and get serious. Morning, everybody. Hopefully you had a good Christmas. It is the 27th today, and it's time for me to head back in and see if we can't put a deer on the ground. Perfect morning, about 26 degrees outside, northeast wind at about 2-3 miles an hour, so that'll be right in my face, perfect for my setup. All we need now is for the right one to read that script and come on in like he's supposed to, right down that hill like he did for my son twice. So we'll see if I can get him to do it for me. So we'll catch you out there in the stand. smoke, I can't tell how that shot looked. So here in a second I'm going to have to stop the film and rewind it and see what it looks like. Oh, but now I got to quick reload and get ready. Hope that was a good hit. That wind was swirling down in here. That kept, I think, picking me up and wanted to leave, so I didn't want to wait too long. I had a good, solid, steady rest. Those crosshairs weren't moving at all. Just gonna sit here a while and give it some time. And I've scoured this area and I can't find any hair, no blood. So somehow it was a clean miss, which I'm kind of thankful for, because through my scope I could not tell that buck was on the wrong side of the fence. Now I know who owns this property, and he's a good friend of my son's, but yeah, I need to call him and give him an apology. The way all those other deer were filing down on my side of the fence, through the scope it looked like he was right behind them. So I'm going to go back and double check those sights. After looking on the footage on the video camera, it wasn't the big 13, lucky 13. He was on the other side of the fence by a couple feet. Maybe I still got a crack at him. One side of the fence or the other, this guy will show back up too. I would have been right there next to that cedar tree, right behind that wood pile, is where I was when I shot. That buck was standing right about here. Well, I'm going to ease on out of here. And as I do, I'm going to comb this area on the property I do have permission to be on, and see if by chance he didn't jump the fence and follow those does. But I would think if he was hit and hurt, he probably wouldn't want to jump the fence. After that clean miss, these cedars, so I'm not sure where this gun is hitting. I'm going to take a chance. Prior to that shot, the last time it was shot, it was zeroed in and dead on at 100 yards. But I have no more confidence, so I'm going to reshoot it, sight it in all over again, and make sure I'm hitting where I'm aiming, so I'm confident for the next time I go out. Because I do not want a repeat of that and miss another nice buck. So we'll see how this thing does. Okay, as you can see, I'm way up in the top right corner. So yeah, so that deer I shot the other day, I shot right in front of him. So somehow that sight has gotten bumped and knocked off. So good thing we're out here double checking it, resighting it in. So we'll dial that back in and get it shooting where it needs to be. back that off to the left about 4 inches. All right, that was a little high and to the right. First thing I'm going to do, swab that. Okay, if you can see right there, let's see where shot number 2 goes. 4 inches high. So I may bring that down just a little bit, but I think right there we're dead on. Right, so I'll go see where that one hit. An inch or 2 and take one more shot. All right, wasn't able to take that final 3rd shot. The breech plug is plugged up, and that's what caused that third misfire. Glad it happened. So at a deer. But yeah, at 125 yards, I was a couple inches high, about 3 inches high actually, but dead on. Would have liked to had a second shot to confirm that, but till I can get home and get my breech plug cleaned out, that's gonna have to be it. But I'll most likely double check that one more time before I go out next. So yeah, it's just follow along and see if my next opportunity, if I connect, because now there should be no excuses, you know. And Nick, just goes to show you, it can happen to anybody, anytime. No one's perfect. I noticed on his videos of his hunt, he got a lot of razzing about his shooting, but, you know, not everybody gets to hunt as much as I do or others. And so, if they have some problems, give them some encouragement. Don't tear them down. So, with that, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that. And stay tuned. Next time out, if either one of those bucks shows up, I'm now confident it's going to hit the dirt. So stick with me and let's watch and make sure it happens. Thanks a lot, guys.